Okay. So I'm going to continue on just to explain a little bit about why I personally volunteered to help Laura with hosting these calls. And I know she offered up this opportunity a few weeks ago and said, you know, would any of the other coaches like to help out? And I just felt called to be a support to others who are feeling the, I'm going to say, pressure, the influence of fear that's really quite pervasive in with this global pandemic. I know that I was just doing some healing work with somebody over the weekend of a long-term exchange that I've been doing. And we've switched to doing virtual healing work rather than meeting in person. But really seeing how the collective, the fear in the collective creates a vulnerability for those of us who are extremely sensitive. You know, most of the time we can find our own way of staying out of that and really generating a more higher vibration, more conducive set for our own energy. And yet when there is so much fear and concern in the community, in the global community, it's difficult sometimes to just really maintain our space with that. So those are some of the reasons that I have elected to participate and help Laura out with leading these calls. So what we're going to do is start off with a brief meditation and to kind of open the space for us to be together. And I'll invite you to close your eyes if that feels like something that would be useful for you. So just take a few moments to settle into your center. Close your eyes and envision an energetic taproot from the base of your spine that goes deep into the ground below you. Focus on your breath. Take one deep, long breath and exhale. And repeat that. Now consider that this is what it feels like to not have the virus. And be in gratitude for a few moments for this blessing. And when it feels right for you, you can open your eyes and bring yourself back into this communal space. And so I wanted to also just say a few words to create the intention for what we're here to do, to be together for. So the Tree of Life Sanctuary's goal in offering these virtual gatherings is to help you move from fear to trust. Trust in yourself, trust in your connection and relationship with the divine within you. Also, you can continue to follow your life vision amidst this challenging time and be your authentic self. Doing this makes you a force for healing to everyone around you. And we see that the COVID-19 pandemic is a 2 to 6 month course in how to live this way all the time. So we want to talk a bit about fear before we begin. First, to say that, fear is a normal response or reaction. It's the, that animal part of us, of the human being, is designed to ensure our survival. It's made to narrow our focus so that we can act quickly. And this raises our stress because we're perceiving a threat. The concern for the soul part of the human being is that the animal part does not always interpret the situation reasonably. Humans are very vulnerable to fear of the unknown. It's really a deeply wired, instinctive reaction to protect ourselves from harm. And, biologically, we're wired this way. Anger is also normal. It's okay to be angry right now. It's just important to understand why you're angry. It is because at the core, you feel a loss of control. This, like with fear, is a perspective. The great thing is that we can choose our perspective. And we can remain stuck in anger or reflect on how we can be responsible for our situation and take control in ways that serve us. Make known out of the unknown in ways that you can. So motivating ourselves to push the pause button on these low energy destructive emotions is a challenge. Of course, our mind gets the logic of the pause button benefit, but the reactive animal in us doesn't care. It takes time to train ourselves. Be patient, keep practicing. Here's one strong motivation. If you're a parent, children absorb our fear. Push our pause button for them if not for you. Teach by example. Acknowledge the validity of your fear and then show them how you work through it. So for the next little bit, we're going to just talk about our fears. We're going to name them. And during that time, we're going to turn the recording off.
Done.
Yeah. So thank you all for bringing what you shared into this space. And I know I can feel a very significant shift in the sort of energetic field in this space from the time that we began till now. It's really feels much, much more uplifted. And, we can carry that out into whatever we're up to in the next little while. And just to let you know that the future Fear to Trust call gatherings will be announced on the Tree of Life Sanctuary email list. You can sign up for the email list by contacting Laura at info@treeoflifesanctuary.org, or you can visit the Tree of Life Sanctuary on Facebook, which is Tree of Life Sanctuary Kabbalah, and that's Kabbalah with a Q.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in closing, just a reminder for all of us to follow the Center for Disease Control guidelines. Take care of yourself. This includes spiritual reflection and connection with your inner guide. Yeah. Remember, wear your mask. Remember
wear your mask.
Remember
wear
the
your
groups
mask.
of people who need extra support during the time of pandemic. Parents that are working at home, who've got their kids home being schooled, first responders and healthcare workers that need trusted care for their children, and any others that you are aware of.
Truckers, let's send a prayer out for the truckers who have no place to get fed
Oh,
Go
Yes.
to the bathroom and no place to sleep while they're delivering all our groceries and supplies.
Yes.
oh my goodness.
Yes. If I could share in there really quick, when
Yes.
Jim and I were driving from Bellingham down here to San Francisco, the freeways were bare of hardly any vehicles except for semi trucks.
Yeah.
And we would get off at rest stops regularly, Jim and I, and that's where they were doing their own thing, you know, like just like you said, Leah, it was a lot of gratitude for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're having a really bad time up here in Canada because all the rest stops are closed. So
Ooh.
for some
One of
reason,
my girlfriends is a flight attendant for Alaska, and she's still flying. It's one of the occupations that they're keeping the planes going, and they're practically empty, but only a few hotels have remained open for the cruise. And they say,
Yeah.
bring your own food because most of the restaurants are closed, you know?
Yeah.
exactly. And it's like for those essential workers that got sort of like overlooked in all this because nobody thought about truck drivers up here
Mm-hmm.
until yesterday or the day before.
Mm-hmm.
And then we found out it was the same thing happening in the States,
Yeah.
you know, and we're just like, holy moly, we got to do
Mhm.
something about that because that's the only way we're getting food and
Oh yeah.
And toilet paper.
And toilet paper, yeah. You know how expensive toilet paper is these days? You know.
Oh,
You know.
oh.
Thank you, Lynn and Laura, everybody for joining in.
It's
And
our
just to-
pleasure.
As we close up, I'm going to share a quote that Laura shared earlier. It says, "You were made for these times, and you can do this."
You bet.
Thank you all.
Courage.
Yes.
Take care. Thank you so much.
Keep up the
Bye.
great work, everybody. Good night.
Good night.
Hey there. Do you want to turn off the
Amazing.
recording for a minute?
I am, yeah. I'm getting there.